Hello people and welcome to another episode of InfernoRemastered Let's Build. Now it's been a while since I've posted a YouTube video. I'll come to explain that in a second once I start the chamber because I have a lot of mini chambers to make. So last time Rage wanted a 3x3 chamber. Now I've previously made Rage a 3x3 chamber. And I thought the amount of items I use in one 3x3 chamber, I came up with some really good ideas, but I decided to kind of change the rules a little because last time we did 3x3, some people did similar things to this. So I decided to do a 3x3 grid of 3x3 chambers. So that has 9 different ways, little mini chambers in which I can confuse him and kill him. I was hoping he would accept it and not be like, no, you're not allowed, which he did, which is great. And it actually it won that week, which is good, which I actually wasn't expecting. So, which I was quite pleased with. So, right, I shall show you how I made such a chamber. Right, so we'll create a new chamber. Let's get started. Now, yes, one of the reasons why I've not posted a video recently is when I started making my YouTube videos, I was just a salesperson at the place I work. Now I'm management, so I have a lot more jobs to do. I do a lot more hours. I have a lot less free time, and when I do have free time, I tend to spend it with friends out and about, or playing games in which I probably should record. I keep thinking I should just record half the stuff I'm playing when I'm just playing with my mates because we have a lot of fun and laughs. But I have less time to do my Let's Builds. There's also a reason why I haven't made Rage many Portal maps recently. So, right, first I need to create lots of mini 3x3 chambers. There's no easy way to do this. There probably is, and you guys are going to be going, oh, I could probably copy this and move it, but I decided to do it a difficult way. Make lots of them. So yeah, so now I work full time as well. I did work full time before, but now I'm management. So before I could stay up to all hours of the night. I could turn up like a little bit late, it didn't matter. But now because I'm management, I've got to be on time. I have to run the shop floor, so yeah, I'm getting a lot more hassle off work, and my hours keep changing constantly without me knowing about it, and I end up doing 6-day weeks and only get 1 day off, in which I end up sleeping most of. So yeah, my job's become a lot more hectic recently, so I've had a lot less time for doing stuff like YouTube, which I was doing at one point. I was doing nearly a video. I had enough time to make a video for nearly every day, but with only, I think I've got about 350 followers. It's just stuff I had to put on the side burner for a little bit. So now I'm back doing me Let's Build. I'm going to attempt to do at least one video a week. Let's say I was doing quite a lot before, but now I've realised that I can't do. I just don't have the time to do one a day. Hopefully, I mean, since I only have 350 followers, I mean, before I had plenty of time, but until I stopped making any money, it's just, for me at the moment, I'm not making any money on YouTube. I'm just doing it because I enjoy doing it. And I'm glad I've got 350 people that enjoy watching me do it. So, but until such time in the future, until I can afford to work less and spend more time towards YouTube, I'm not going to be able to do as many videos. So I should either be putting up probably a proximity or a Portal 2 Let's Build. I've already recorded, I streamed, I'm too busy chatting and not getting on with the chamber. I've already streamed The Walking Dead, the next 2 chapters. I've got them recorded onto my computer, so I plan on doing the best bits onto YouTube for you guys to see at some point. For the guys who didn't get to see the stream, I've got the last quarter of the first one, so I can catch up and do The Walking Dead 2. But right, it's going to be easier if I just do this. I should have done this in the first place, just made a big chamber and cut out all the bits I don't need. But yes, until such times, so there will be some extra videos every now and then. So like The Walking Dead, I'm probably going to do hopefully as extra videos. So this I need to get rid of. So yeah, I plan on doing at least one video a week. Every now and then you might get lucky and there'll be the extra 1 or 2 from either recording fun times with the gang, or the usual lot. yeah, so either recording fun times with the gangs or extra things like Walking Dead and the other one I'm playing that Retro keeps getting on at me at. I forgot what it's called now, with Jack Black in. Brutal Legends, that's the one. So I want to continue with that because that's fun. The problem with the Brutal Legends is it has so much music in the background, it keeps getting flagged up on YouTube. I think one of the episodes is only available in certain countries, so which is a bit of a shame, but I'm not making any money of it in the moment, so oh wow. Anyway, we shall continue back to the chamber for those of you who are just here to watch me build a chamber. So, I had to write some notes down because there's so many little mini chambers. Right, the first chamber I had was a simple, after that nice long ramble, right, a simple laser maze. So, what am I doing? I do not want a light bridge. I want a fizzler. I don't want a fizzler. I want a laser. So let's change that to a laser. And we had one here. Because of the door, I had to have them here. I had one here. And I had another one. Was it there? Yeah, it was there. So, just 4 lasers in the first chamber. This was just seeing if Rage was going to try to rush through, and I had some trigger inputs. Now, this first trigger input would turn on this laser in front. So I don't usually show my connections too much, but I'm going to show it today just because it's going to be difficult to understand. So in this first zone, you can't walk forwards, so you have to turn left or right. Now, if you went to the left, it was connected to this laser here, so you would actually die if you turned left. So you have to turn right, which is safe. And then you're safe to go forwards, which turns on this laser in front of you again, so you can't go any further forwards, so you then need to turn right. Now if you were to go back, you would travel through the laser safely, but this laser would turn back on again, so you have to go back round. So you then have to walk down to, well, move into the middle. And then if you moved into this section... No, I did not have that. Yeah, the correct route was just to go left and then up to here. So you would have... if you turned up, it would instantly kill you. And if you went straight on... slightly different. No, that was it. So if you went straight on here... there we go. If you went straight on, it turned on this laser to the left, so you couldn't turn left, so you would have to come back and go this way. So there was only one route through, which was to go right, forwards, left all the way across, and then forwards. And then on here, we have a portable surface, which took you to the next chamber, which we need a portable surface and the entrance. So there was a trigger input at the end which turned on this auto portal. I love using auto portals to give Rage the gun because that just frustrates him that a little bit more. And in the second chamber was just a simple troll chamber. And now, a lot of you guys are asking how I hide my fizzlers. There was a specific way I hid my fizzlers before, which was quite complicated actually, and used up a lot of items. So now what I've actually managed to do is I managed to make all my lasers are invisible, so you can no longer see this bit. I'm not going to tell you how, because everyone will be doing it. But now, no matter where I place a laser now, it will always be invisible, and it doesn't take up any extra items. In fact, now it probably takes up less item space, so I have space to put more items in with my lasers. It's the same for fizzlers, though, because this you can change between fizzler and laser. You can't see this part on the fizzler, so before, if I set this laser to ground level, you could jump on the side and walk across this. With my lasers, it's not just invisible, but you can't even jump across the sides now, which is pretty good. Thanks to Lepoy, I say a thank you note there. He helped me figure that one out. I think Lepoy just came up with the idea, and I went and done it. So after speaking to him, he was like, "Oh, why didn't you do this?" And I thought, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Didn't think of that, and it works." So what am I doing? So right, we have a button in here, which is a cube button. And quite simply, this was just a simple chamber. This is mainly to troll Rage later. So there was just a cube here. There was... Some of the items in here aren't relevant for this puzzle, but it was to help later. I needed this room to look the exact same as a room later, so Rage wouldn't know if he was going back to this room at the beginning, or he was going on to the next chamber. And there was a trigger input here, which was a multi-triggerable input. Now this turned on... So this button was actually... So in this chamber, this button is what sent you on to the next chamber. So getting the cube and putting it on this button is correct. However, walking across the centre here triggers the laser on, so you can safely walk around the edge, or you can crouch and go underneath, which can't be seen. And then you need to put the cube on the button to continue to the next chamber. In fact, I did not put a portable surface here because in the end I realised you can just use the same portal that it came in on. I had what did I have? I had something that turned the portal off, so you can go back. Neither. So once you've travelled... Oh yeah, well, because this is a trigger input, as you step out of this room into the next room, you're no longer in this trigger input turning this portal on, so you've moved onwards, you can't go backwards. Just so you're always progressing, you can't make a mistake and go backwards into the previous chamber. So this will just turn to a normal portable wall once you've travelled through. So you then need to put the cube onto the button. The button then activates the portable surface in the next room, so you can move on to the next chamber. So there wasn't a... this wasn't an overcomplicated room. Basically, you just had to crouch. This was mainly to try to reset Rage later in the map back to the beginning, and I think he did it twice, and he had to go through the other parts of the chamber again. I think once he went through them all, the other time he just loaded because it was quicker. So the next chamber was number 3. Was I've got cube laser death. So this one we had a ground level laser because I wanted a way of him having a... Let's put this where it should be, the exit, which was right at the end here. We had a ground level laser, hazard type laser, which was stretched across the whole map, and so you can put a ground level laser next to a auto portal wall. However, an eye level one you can't. It's restricted, which so yeah, I don't know why that is, but you can put a ground or an upper level laser on the same level as that. So there's a ground level laser, which is, I haven't turned these off and on to be correct because I'm just showing you the basic design, which would have been off. He had in this room a normal cube, and he had a laser cube. Cube type, a reflective cube, I call it a laser cube, and he had a laser on the wall. Now the reason for this, I could not put this at ground level just to give him a laser cube because the kill laser's there. I wanted him, if he made the wrong decision, for it to kill him. I didn't want him to be able to crouch underneath this one. And on the wall we had 2 receivers. One turned on the ground level lasers killing him, the other turned on the portal to the next chamber. So it was 50-50 chance in that one that he would die and not make it to the next chamber. So the other laser would turn on the auto portal, so he could put a normal portal here and move on to the next chamber. Now in chamber... See, this is only 3 of the middle puzzles. So in chamber 4, this was a faith plate chamber. So this one I believe Rage got correct first time, which I'm a little bit annoyed at. So I moved the portable surface so he came in on the side in this chamber. Knowing Rage, he usually, I think because I haven't submitted a map in a while, he usually tries to outthink me. And so this one was, I tried to outthink Rage, but he didn't, because usually he thinks that the furthest one is the correct one, and the one I make closest to him is incorrect. So this time I tried to double trick Rage. I made the closest one was correct, thinking Rage would go straight to the end one, with him trying to predict me. But he didn't. He went for the very first one and got it correct. So he did not fall for any of the traps in here. So I think so here. No. So here, I think he did get stuck behind the laser once. I can't remember. So I actually pulled the laser away from the wall, so if you did not place a portal on here, he would fall behind the laser and not... Oh, no, it was like this. So he would fall behind the laser and not make it... if he didn't put a portal on the wall, he'd make it... Me and my words. If he did not place a portal on the wall, he would jump on the faith plate, hit the wall, and fall in behind the laser. And the only way is either to reload the map or walk through the laser and die. So he's kind of trapped. This one fires you just directly through the laser. This one sent you through the other surface, so these all had to be lowered so you didn't hit the ceiling and actually went through the portal. Now, I had to have some trigger inputs to turn on the auto portals. So this auto portal actually sent you back to the very beginning, and you would have had to do the first chambers again. This auto portal sent you on to the next chamber, so he got lucky there and he chose the correct one first time, and it was a 1 in 3 chance, and he got straight through to the next chamber. And the chamber 5, now this chamber I cannot remember off the top of my head exactly what it was. So he believed he entered here. So after going through the quick chamber, you would land here. All I remember is I had a load of wah beams, which pulled rage round the chamber. They all started active, and he just had a series of buttons that required him to press. Now, some of them turned on lasers, others turned off lasers, so it had to get the correct combination. So I just saw a chamber like this. This was probably the best design I had, or the most difficult chamber out of them all. But a chamber like this took, even guessing it wrong and dying, it took not very long to complete. I could have made it maybe a bit more complex. I had some glass plates and stuff in here to stop him from just jumping out and jumping down and getting to the end. So basically, by the end of it, there were some lasers in here. He needed to get to this portable surface. This one is, I had that many lasers and glass surfaces to stop him from glitching through this. It's nearly impossible to remember exactly what I'd done, so I'm just going to represent it with wah beams, and there was quite a couple of lasers in here, but I'm just going to put the one in now because it's not going to be how I correct it, and they were linked up with buttons. There was buttons everywhere in this room that I have no which way of remembering. Basically, once he had got through the lasers and got down to the portable surface, there was another trigger input here, which would open the... So just by standing in front of it would open the portal to the next chamber, allowing him to move on. So sorry that one's not accurate and exactly how it was, how I built it, but I'm sure you don't want me to spend all day explaining how I did one small section of this chamber. So we're on to number 6 now. Number 6 was, again, another simple design. Number 6 was, again, I simply had a ground level laser, and I had the portable surface that entered the room with the auto portal on, which was connected to this trigger input, and I had 3 buttons in this room. He says, I think they're a little bit lower than this, but just for time's sake, I'm going to stick them around the room. This room, 2 of them killed him, and one of them triggered the portal. I think he got... I can't remember. I think he may have got this one correct first time as well. So we got through my chamber fairly quickly. So I can't remember which one I said is the correct one on this one, but one of these... 2 of these would kill you, turn the ground level lasers on. The third one would activate the auto portal into the next chamber. So that one was a nice quick one. Now this one, the number 7. Now this was the one that could reset rage. So this was looked one of the simplest rooms, but was probably the meanest room. So we had the portable surface in which rage entered the room, and we had 3 portable surfaces he could go to, all of which had trigger inputs on. in front of. So once he slayed the portal, he had to stand in front. Now this next room looks identical to the first room, but it worked in a different way. So one would send him on, I believe it was the middle one, would send him on to the next room, which looks identical to this one. So I know Rage, and he did this. He would walk up to each portal and look through the portals to have a look at the room. So the first thing he did actually was he went to the middle portal. This was the correct portal, and he noticed it was the room he'd been in previously. It looked identical. He then looked left and he looked right and noticed it looked to be the same room. I think he went left and then he went right, and eventually he took the centre one. So this one he took maximum choices of going through, which was good. And it's funny how Rage almost, so many times Rage has almost got the correct one. Like he went to the middle one very first and decided to go elsewhere. So this would send you to the portable surface for the next room was actually, so I had a portable surface on the ceiling over here with an input for him to be reset, and I had the same with the next room. So this was literally for the trap on the room before I had to use up the extra room in tricking him. I shan't face that the right way because I can't be bothered. In tricking him into going backwards, which worked twice, so it was good. So this room was identical to this room over here. So we had a cube over here, we had a glass surface, which I can't seem to get for some reason here, which is in the wrong place, so it's not going to allow me to put my laser in. We had the cube button on the floor, not visibility. Oh no, I'm on the wrong thing. That would explain why. Button type was a cube, and we had the portal to the next room, and I placed one of these on there. This was not activated by anything, but I put one of these on there just so it looked identical, so you wouldn't see that it was a different room, because I know Rage would actually is likely to not notice a subtle difference like that. So after dropping down into this room, now with this room there was actually the correct is there's an auto trigger input to allow you to go on to the final room, which was here. So all you had to do was turn around and lay a portal. So this was the trick to go to the next room. It's one of those. I don't know what I'm looking for. Now the trick was if you decided to move forwards in this chamber, there is I think I placed a sideways laser. No. What did I do? I placed a sideways laser. I must have had this the other way around then, so actually this was over here, and this was there. So the reason for this piece of glass was to make him, yeah, so it was like this. I won't change the first one. And this was a laser. And I had trigger inputs along here, and these will just trigger once because I wanted them to turn on and stop. So if he went across to get the cube, it would turn on the laser, trapping him in here or killing him, because if he wasn't walking across quick enough. So he'll either be trapped here and having to kill himself, which I believe he did do. He went across and died. So the idea is not to go get the cube and put onto the button. The idea is to just turn around and put a portal to go into the next room. So that trap worked perfectly. It did kill him, and he figured that one out. I think he might have attempted that twice before realising, actually, I just need to put a portal in there to go to the next room. Now, in tribute to my first 3x3x3 chamber I made, this chamber was literally just a maze of doors, which I actually made identical to the last maze of doors I gave you. So if you go back and watch his original 3x3 chamber that I made this chamber in, this maze was identical with the exact same exit to that Rage played in the first one. Now Rage, for the first one he played, he got lost, and it took him quite some time to figure his way out of the maze. This one he pretty much ran through really quickly, managed to figure his way out, so it wasn't as impressive. Now I can't remember how on earth I done this. So that was the... No, because I must have had door here, and because there has to be a square in the middle, so this would have been here, and then I would have had you there. Lots of doors. Lots and lots of doors. We do love our doors. You there. Oh. I've put you in the wrong place. I need to move you. I need to click on the little square there. Oh, I'm actually on the wrong door. Go. Oh, goddamn new doors. Right. You need to go there. You need to go there. And you need to go to this side and in the middle. Boop. There. And now I can place the final two doors here. And here. There we go. So we had a cube, well, a door maze. So if you take one wrong turning, you end up being looped around and going back to the beginning. And I also had, round the bottom, was all portable surfaces. I can't remember. Oh god. Let's put that back. Where have you fallen off? I don't think Rage portaled through it, but these are all portable. I think he did. If you did portal through the side, you would end up dropping down through a laser. Yes, he did do this. So there was simply, this went to a portal on the ceiling. So as he entered this room, it activated the final trigger once input, which turned on the ceiling. We also had, around this whole room, I'm a trigger input. Why are you not working? Why can I not duplicate you? There we go. These were trigger once inputs, if my computer will. Okay, it wants me to do. It's catching up on me now from it's lagging for some reason. Right, these were multiple trigger inputs, setting off Pacific doors, and there was so there's two trigger inputs in here: one to open the doors, one to activate the portal. So if he does use a portal in here, he ends up falling from the ceiling. And knowing Rage, he will portal up there and think, oh look, I can jump down and run across the top. So there was one last laser in here. We're nearly at the end now. Let's move that across. Which was turned off and wasn't triggered. So he couldn't see the laser. So it wasn't triggered until he goes through the portal, in which case the laser's turned on, and as he falls through the laser, he dies. So the maze leads to the end, and usually I have an exit trap, but because this was a 3x3x3 chamber, I wanted to stick to 3x3x3, so I did not have an exit trap this week, because I would have ended up having extra bits coming off, so it wouldn't have been a 3x3x3 chamber. So that was my 3x3x3x3. So I've got a 3x3x3 room by 3x3 more rooms. So lots of 3x3s. So that was my chamber for Rage this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. So that was roughly how I made it. It's not that this wouldn't work if I produced this map, but otherwise I would be here far too long. So I'm going to attempt, guys, to do an episode once a week, either a Let's Build or something else, possibly a proximity. So if you guys enjoyed, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.